Hello mates, I hope you're all doing well. So, welcome back to yet another edition of Am I the Arsehole Tattoo Edition, starring myself, AliBlack, mate. I've previously made one of these before, feel free to go and check that video out too, if you're into this sort of thing. If you're somebody who's not familiar with this type of thing, basically what we're going to be doing is reacting to some posts on Reddit where users have asked if they're an arsehole for their part in an interaction, and I will be the judge of that. As I say though, we'll be focusing on posts that are strictly around tattoos today. So without further fucking about, we all want to find out if people are in fact arseholes or not, don't we? So let's get into it. Am I the arsehole for getting mad my artist hid their initials in my tattoo? Oh, okay, well, I can tell you, it sounds like this fucking artist is an absolute arsehole. This is a short one, names changed for privacy. I went to a tattoo shop in my area with a photo of the tattoo I wanted. It was one my dad had gotten to honour my past grandfather whose father also had it. But the point is, it was very important to me that the tattoo looked exactly as it did on the photo. I get to the shop, I explain everything, I pay, get the tattoo, and we're done. I think it looks awesome, everything is great, until a few weeks later when I show my great grandmother the tattoo. She's static, grabs my arm to look at and compliment it, and then asks, "Who's AJ?" I ask her what she means, and she points out on the tattoo where the initials A and J or maybe a T were hidden into the tattoo. I'm instantly pissed as my artist's name is Alice Trevor. She tried to assure me it's no big deal if I hadn't noticed it until now, but I still reached out to the artist sort of irritated. They told me the style of art I got is called traditional and it's pretty trad for all artists who do this style to do it. I demanded a partial refund and they refused, so I complained to the owner who made the artist give me a full refund. Now the artist is running a full smear campaign talking about moving shops and all kinds of crap. My sister says I'm an arsehole for pushing the issue, but I feel like at the end of the day I told you exactly what I wanted and you didn't do that. Am I the arsehole? Okay, this is interesting. I've never heard of a tattoo artist hiding their initials inside a tattoo. My initial reaction is no, you're not the arsehole for getting mad at the artist for hiding their initials in it. It's kind of an arsehole move on the tattoo artist's part to just do it and not be open about it or not ask and say, look, this is something that I do in my tattoos, I think it's kind of cool. Do you mind if I just like discreetly put my initials in here somewhere? The fact that the artist is not being upfront about that, I don't particularly like. And also, I get where OP's coming from. What's really upset them is the fact that it's a tribute tattoo, it's a piece of traditional flash, it sounds like, that their grandfather had and their great-grandfather had. So the tattoo holds a lot of meaning to them. It would have been a pretty heavy thing for OP, I'm imagining, going into it, getting this tribute tattoo. And then it sounds like the artist knew this as well, so it feels kind of shady for them to then just stick their initials in there anyway and either hope that OP didn't notice or hoped OP would be cool with it without asking. I mean, I have loads of traditional tattoos and I don't think that my artist has hidden their initials anywhere in them. Like, that whole thing just feels kind of dirty to me. Like, be upfront about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't hide stuff in there. It's like fucking artists who get up hiding penises in their tattoos. Just like, why? Like, it's just a dickhead move. And now the artist is running a full smear campaign, talking about moving shops, all that kinds of crap. Yeah, it sounds like the shop manager was real angry at the artist for doing this, which is why they've insisted on the full refund. And the artist should fucking just grow up and say, yeah, I fucked up, rather than running this smear campaign. The artist should take some time to reflect from this and learn from this, because ultimately, in my opinion, the artist is kind of an arsehole for doing this. So in conclusion, no, OP is not the arsehole here. Am I the arsehole for refusing to tattoo at my cousin's wedding? No, human beings have free will, you can do what you want. Throw away because I'm not sure if my family uses Reddit, lol. Okay. So a little to my background, I'm a tattoo artist. I've done an apprenticeship the first year of tattooing, I work as a tattoo artist for 4 years now, and I opened a studio recently. Me and my family are invited to a wedding that is taking place in another state. My cousin is marrying and we got the invitation a few months ago. Time has moved forward and now the wedding is in a week already. Out of the blue, my cousin, let's call him Matt, texted me with something along the lines of, "Are you going to tattoo me on my wedding day?" I was a bit confused as I never even thought of bringing my equipment, since I also didn't plan a guest spot or anything. Guest spot is a tattoo artist working at another studio for a few days or weeks, mostly in a different area to grow their clientele. I jokingly asked if he has a machine, as I still hoped that he wasn't serious. He then asked if I didn't have one and that one machine machine wouldn't take up that much space to take with. I replied that I didn't plan on bringing my equipment, that in fact contains more than just a machine, colour hygiene stuff, stencil, that's the purple stuff that you put on your skin to then trace the tattoo with actual needles, etc. And that I'm not prepared to tattoo at a wedding of which I don't know anything about, the layout of the location, is it inside and outside, and so on. He then said that he had planned on this and that it would mean a lot to him to both get a tattoo on his wedding day and that I'd be the one to tattoo him. Remember that this is the first time that I'm hearing this and it's a fucking week away. Mate, if you wanted to sort this out beforehand, you should have sorted it out beforehand. I again tried to explain that I don't feel comfortable with this and that it's quite short notice as I work until me and my brother fly over to attend the wedding and a tattoo needs to be designed first, right? He saw my message but he didn't reply anymore. This morning my mother called me and she was furious. She asked why I couldn't pull my shit together and just tattoo Matt. Well, it sounds like the mum's an arsehole as well. Or maybe the mum needs to just be a little bit more understanding about what actually will go into doing this. I told her what I've previously told Matt as well, but she didn't want to hear it. She said it would mean a lot to her and Matt's family if I do it and that it could be my wedding gift to them. Then she hung up. I talked to my brother about it and he just shrugged it off and said it would be nice of you though. Okay, so from what it sounds like, the whole family has no kind of idea of what actually goes into a tattoo. Like there are a reason that tattoos take place in tattoo studios, not at fucking random wedding venues. Like the hygiene factor alone should be enough for OP to be like, no, I'm not tattooing at your wedding. Also, OP has got to travel to the wedding, so we'd have to take a load of shit with them. They've not had any notice. It's not like they're doing a guest spot, so it's worth them hauling all this shit with them. And all in all, the family and the cousin just need to be a little bit more fucking understanding about what it is they're actually asking for. In my opinion, OP is well within their rights to say no, for all of the reasons that they've stated here. So no, OP, you're not an arsehole. Although it sounds like your family kind of are. Okay, then we've got some additional information here. I'm unsure what to do now. As I said, I'm not really comfortable with the whole situation, especially because I've never been guest spotting, so I never had to travel, let alone get on a plane with my equipment. But is that just selfish? No. I mean, it would mean a lot to apparently everyone, and I'm just saying no. Edit. I do have an actual wedding gift already, as they sent out a wish list with their invitations. There's a point that said artwork because they recently moved into a bigger house and apparently they want random artwork to decorate. I oil painted them a painting I spent several days on, so I don't plan on giving them a voucher as a gift. So OP has already put their heart and soul into this really nice wedding gift. Matty doesn't have any tattoos as far as I know. You can tell. That's certainly what it sounded like earlier in the post too. You can certainly tell this person has never been tattooed before. Number 3, I don't know what my mum's problem is with all of this. I think she just wants to keep the peace. I think the problem is your mum also doesn't understand either. So OP's got them a nice wedding gift. The cousin needs to just be understanding of the situation, alright? OP is well within their rights to say no on this issue. They've given a lot of really valid reasons as to why they said no, and it'd be really helpful for mum to support OP as well because, as I've said, they've given really valid reasons as to why they're not going to do this tattoo for the cousin. Would I be the arsehole for not covering tattoos when meeting my girlfriend's family? No, probably not. Your tattoos are a part of you. I don't think you should have to hide that from them. So I, 21-year-old male, have been with my girlfriend, 22-year-old female, for 2 years now. Her family are pretty traditional, no tattoos, all go to uni, etc., whereas mine are the complete opposite. When I met her parents, she asked me to cover my tattoos. It was the middle of winter and pretty cold, so I agreed to do it since it didn't mean going too far out of my way or being too uncomfortable. Her parents know about my tattoos now and like me enough that it isn't an issue. One side of her family lives in another country. They know about me and want to meet me, and she wants me to meet them. We haven't planned anything yet, but she has mentioned in the past about me covering my tattoos when seeing them, as she doesn't know how they would react. I was happy to do this with her parents, but the rest of her family live in a very hot country, and I don't think it's fair to expect me to cover my arms and my legs in 35-degree heat while everyone else would be on the beach in shorts and a t-shirt. Tattoos are widely accepted in the country, so it's nothing to do with like a cultural difference, and it's purely down to her family's opinions on tattoos. Would I be wrong to refuse to go if she tells me to cover my tattoos? So, would you be wrong for refusing to go? So this is a conversation that you really need to have with your girlfriend, and you need to state the reasons that you've put in this post. You can say, look, it's not like it's for a cultural difference reason, it's because they don't like tattoos, which is their problem, let's be real, not yours. So I think what's key here is just communication communication between OP and the girlfriend. So I don't think it's ever right for anybody to have to hide aspects about themselves to try and fit in, to try and be something that they're not in order to be accepted, like especially when it comes to meeting your partner's family. I don't think you should have to hide who you are or hide any aspects about you or your personality or, in this case, your body. So yeah, I think communication is key here. I absolutely don't think that OP would be an arsehole for not covering up the tattoos. I do think it's probably a little bit extreme to say, oh, I'm just not going to go then. So I feel like if OP and the girlfriend have like a strong relationship and they are like built to last and they can kind of talk about these bigger kind of issues, then I'm sure that they can come to a solution. And in my opinion, the solution would be for OP to not cover up the tattoos and for the family to just have to fucking live with that. So no, not the arsehole here. Am I the arsehole? Tattoo artist changed price on me after 2 sessions. For background, I am also a tattoo artist. The artist who's doing my back piece and I have both been tattooing for a year. I did a formal apprenticeship and she is self-taught. Huh? Okay, so if this artist is self-taught, we shouldn't be going to them. I feel like if you're an artist, you should know that as well. Like, you don't go to a scratcher or somebody who is self-taught in tattooing. Like, especially if you're a tattoo artist, how do you not know that? We agreed upon $500 for the piece that she is doing on my back, $250 hopefully split into 2 sessions. It is so cheap because it is her first back piece and I assumed it was kind of a portfolio piece for her. I did my second session with her last night and she had a lot of trouble reprinting / putting on the stencil again, so not a lot got done. She messaged me this morning saying that the piece is taking longer than expected, so from here on she's going to have to charge me around $200 per every future session. I've already paid her $450 and she is going away for the month, so the piece is only half done and you can't even tell why it is. I'll be walking around like that all summer basically. On principle, I feel like she is squeezing money out of me, assuming I have no other option. Of course I want to pay her what she thinks she's worth, but I'd never do what she's doing to me to a client. Underselling yourself is something that happens early on. I've done it many times and I assume that that is on the artist. I've already budgeted for this and I'm wondering what you guys think. Is it worth going back and paying the extra? My mentor also said she would just finish the piece for me, but I don't know if it's ethical to have someone else finish another artist's work. Am I the arsehole if I do this? We all work in the same area and I'm really trying to avoid drama on this while also not being a pushover, so let me know what you guys think. So this is another one that is kind of a difficult and like nuanced situation. It's bizarre to me that a tattoo artist would ever go to someone who is like self-taught. Like, it's such a taboo in the industry to go to an artist who's like self-taught or is a scratcher. So I don't really know what OP is playing at here, to be honest. Like, especially I don't know how the mentor has it gone. What are you doing? So that is my first issue with this. In terms of changing the price halfway through, this is difficult because sometimes tattoos just do take longer. And that is just something that you kind of have to accept, and it's something that I feel like, yeah, you should have to pay for. Like, this one's a real tricky one. Like, for me, I can't get over the fact that she is a tattoo artist and yet she's gone to a scratcher. Like, that doesn't make her an arsehole, it kind of makes her a fucking idiot, in my opinion. So I'm really torn on this one. I think for me, if the piece isn't finished, like if it wasn't finished within the agreed upon time, that is just something that OP has to accept, and I do think that she should pay to continue the sessions. But I also don't think she should get tattooed by a scratcher, so I feel like she shouldn't go back to her and maybe she should just let the mentor finish the piece. I don't know, it's a real tricky situation. I don't know, this one's real tricky and I feel like the whole thing could just be avoidable if you went to like a reputable tattoo artist, to be honest. So no, I don't think OP is an arsehole. I do think they're kind of foolish though. As I said though, I'd love to hear your guys' take on this one, so feel free to comment that down below. Would I be the arsehole for asking my mum to change her tattoo that has a link to me? I'm not sure how this will go, but here goes nothing. It hasn't happened yet, so I want to know if it's a good idea. About a year ago, I came out as non-binary. My mum has a tattoo for each of her kids, me, my brother, and my 5 sisters, with our names on them. Mine doesn't technically have my dead name. Let's say the old name was Kyle and the new name is Charlie. Instead of Kyle, it says KY, which isn't too bad, but it's still connected to my old name in a way. I'm considering asking her to replace the K with a C. This way it would still be like a nickname, but it wouldn't be linked to my old name. That way if someone asked about it, she wouldn't have to dead name me. On one hand, my old name is her firstborn child's name, and that means a lot to her as well, as it's her body. I shouldn't get a say. That's my people pleaser side, but on the other hand, it's my happiness, my life, and if she decided to explain it to someone who didn't know my old name, the only explanation for why K is there is because Kyle is my old name. So would I be the arsehole? No, I don't think you'd be the arsehole. I think this is a really important conversation to have with your mum. In terms of changing a K to a C, a tattoo machine isn't like a magic wand. I don't think you could easily change a K into a C. So there would have to be like some further thought into what to do with the old tattoo, because as I say, I don't think you can just turn a K into a C. It might be that some laser is required, or like a proper cover up is required, and then they get the C somewhere else. This one is a real tricky one, and I have seen a lot of kind of content online about this, about parents having their child's dead name tattooed on them. My take though is that if it's something that is negatively affecting OP, which I imagine it would, then that is a conversation that they should have with their mum. And hopefully the mum can be a bit understanding about this and they can come up with like a workable solution. The first step though here would be having that conversation with the mum. But absolutely no, I don't think that OP is an arsehole here. And that is it. That is episode 2 of Am I the Arsehole Tattoo Edition. Do you agree or disagree with my takes here? Feel free to let me know in the comments below. If you did enjoy this video, give it a like and hit the subscribe button and all of that other YouTube bollocks. If you like the music that you're hearing in the background, well, it was actually all produced by me. I've got another channel where I post beats / instrumentals that I've made for singers to use to write songs to, so if that is something that you are interested in, I'll put a link in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.